Afternoon all. I'm going to do a quick video here on how to set up a Floyd Rose type tremolo. Now the first time you ever get a guitar with one of these, I know personally I was a bit baffled, so I hope this is of use to anybody who's not familiar with the system and the way it works. So it's called a double locking system. This is my old 87 RG 550 Ibanez. I've actually had it from 88, so it's my longest serving guitar. Still love it. Doesn't get played as often as it should though. So the Floyd Rose, it's called an edge system on this guitar, but it's same as a Floyd Rose. It's known as a double locking system, and that's because the strings lock in here at the bridge, and they also lock up here at the nut. Now, I sort of have a 7-point system for getting this the way I want it. Like an ordinary Strat tremolo, there's springs at the back for adjusting the tension on the bridge. That adjusts the feel of the bridge, and it also adjusts the, if we can get this, you need to get this level. It looks to be sitting up at the back there, but these parts here are actually level, so that the strings are going the right direction there. Hard to see from this, but hopefully you'll get what I mean. So the first point is stringing up and tuning to pitch. So there's a couple of different ways of doing this. You can cut the ball ends off the strings, and then when you get these type of guitars, you'll have 2 Allen keys. The big Allen key is to loosen these nuts for getting the string inserted into the bridge, and also up here for the lock nut. And the second smaller Allen key is to set the intonation. You can see the individual saddles here. The small Allen key loosens these so that you can slide them either up towards the nut or back towards the bridge so that your intonation's right. So the way I string up, I leave the ball ends on and feed the string down that way, and then insert it in here, tighten it up. Now you need to loosen these locking nuts at the nut first. I often just take them off for handiness, and the string must feed under that retainer bar at the nut. That gives it a bit more tension and stuff. Well, I don't know if it's tension, but that's the way you do it anyway. Now once you have all the strings on, the next thing, step 2, will be to level the bridge so that it's straight and it's not sitting up. Now, so I forgot to say, a common trick when you're stringing up, I'll just put the bar onto this. Some of the bars you get with these are pushing, but I found the pushing one came loose all the time, so I got a tech to put a collar on it so that I can tighten it up and leave it tight. Now, when you're putting the strings on, if you dip the trem and just stick a battery in there, 9-volt battery, it saves a lot of messing about. Right, I'll take that out again. Alright, so step 2, you've all the strings on. Next thing you need to do is level the bridge, as I've said. Now you do that by tightening the string claw, this is called. There's 2 screws on that. If your bridge, try and get it in. If your bridge is sitting up too far like that sort of thing, then you need to tighten the spring claw. Or if you find your bridge is too far into the recess of the body, you need to loosen the spring claw. Now you need to keep messing about with that for a while, and keep retuning to pitch, whatever pitch you want the guitar at. For 8s or 9s, people usually use 3 springs. I've had 11s on this before, and I like 4 springs on it. I'm back to 10s now, and still like the feel of 4 springs, but it's entirely up to you. Alright, so we've got our strings on, we've got our bridge level. The next step is to adjust your action. Now, this is another, on this guitar, you'll see two studs here. Some other guitars it might be a screw, but this is an Allen key, a bigger one. I don't have it handy on me, but you just adjust the action by raising and lowering these studs. The way the Floyd Rose Trem saddles are built, these two are a certain height, these are a wee bit higher, and these two are back down at a certain height to try and match the radius of the neck. So you've little to do that way. Action wise, you just use these two. Once you've got the action set to whatever height, it's time to set the intonation. Now, this is a bit footery on these guitars, because when you loosen, I'll show you these. These are loosened with an Allen key, and they have a tendency to spring up that way. So what I usually do, I hope you can see this clearly, I will hold the saddle with that Allen key like that, and then loosen it. Obviously you need to detune your string a bit before you do this, and then slide. If the intonation's sharp at the 12th, you slide the saddle back towards the back of the guitar. Have we got that right? Yeah. Or if it's flat, you slide it towards the nut. And as I said, it seems to be spring loaded, so you need to sort of hold a bit of tension on this while you're loosening these, and get it to suit, and then tighten it up quick before it moves on you again. Now you need to do that for each string, obviously. Step 5 then is to retune the guitar, and then give the strings a good stretch. I usually just grab them at the 12th fret and give each one a good stretch. Do that a couple of times, retune, and when you're happy that the guitar is staying in tune after you stretch it like that, you can tighten these up. Tighten the lock nuts up here. Now you might find when you tighten these up that the guitar might go a wee bit sharp on you, and that's what these bad boys on the bridge are for. On my guitar they're along the top here, some guitars are at the back, but these are fine tuners, and you can go anti-clockwise to flatten the pitch, or tighten them clockwise to raise the pitch. That's basically it. But if anybody has any questions, just fire away. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them. Cheers for that, folks. Catch you in a while.